2026 is one of the most exciting and most challenging times to be a musician. Technology has completely reshaped how music is created, distributed, and discovered. Spotify, DAWs, Instagram, and YouTube have blown the doors wide open for independent artists, making it possible to create and share music with the world without ever leaving your bedroom. What used to require a full studio, a label, and a budget now fits inside a laptop and a dream. But with every new opportunity comes brand new obstacles. My name is Rafael, and this is Corvo Tropical. Let me take you on a journey through the modern musician's landscape. While yes, music making is more accessible than ever, we have to be honest. A laptop powerful enough to handle big sessions can be quite expensive. For beginners, especially in underdeveloped countries, this becomes a real barrier. It's not just about talent or passion. Sometimes the hardware itself feels like a locked door. But there's another side to this. If you know the right people, if you build a small community around you, the journey becomes lighter. Sharing gear, splitting costs, exchanging knowledge, suddenly everything becomes more accessible. And honestly, that's one of the most beautiful parts of making music. You don't have to walk the path alone. Collaboration isn't just about creativity, it's also about survival. And in 2026, community is one of the most powerful tools a musician can have. Nevertheless, success still favors the wealthy. Independent artists are rising, but rich artists still have a massive advantage. They can afford better marketing, they can hire PR teams, they can fund tours, they can buy visibility. And meanwhile, streaming payouts keep shrinking, and the reason is simple. The platforms are overflowing with music. Today, over 100,000 new tracks are uploaded to Spotify every single day. That's an insane amount of songs competing for the exact same royalty pool. And when the number of tracks skyrockets, but the money being divided stays the same, each individual song gets a smaller slice. Today, over 100,000 new tracks are uploaded to Spotify every single day. AI has accelerated this even more. Thousands of low-effort AI-generated tracks flood the platforms daily, pushing the volume to levels we've never seen before. Some services have even started filtering out low-quality uploads. But the truth is, the sheer quantity still dilutes the value of every stream. I won't get into the details of how streaming platforms work, but if you're interested, Orphic has an interesting article about this. So even if your music's great, even if you're consistent, even if you are doing everything right, the math is working against you. You need way more streams today to earn what artists earned just a few years ago. This is why understanding the algorithm, building a loyal audience, and diversifying income isn't optional anymore. Merch, live shows, online courses, exclusive content, these aren't extras anymore. They are part of the survival kit for modern musicians. And that's also why publicity is everything. And if these difficulties weren't enough, promoting your art in social media can be really tough. You can have this feeling anytime you choose. In 2026, attention is the most valuable currency. Music is everywhere, and breaking through the noise requires paid ads, social media consistency, trend spotting, metadata optimization, and direct-to-fan marketing. So many things that I'm feeling stressed just by saying them out loud. Most bands that reach a truly profitable stage today do it for one simple reason. They've mastered the social media algorithm. Not because they sold out, not because they got lucky, but because they understood how the game works. That's the reality of 2026. Making great music isn't enough. You need visibility, and visibility comes from strategy, from understanding how platforms push content, from showing up consistently. Now, let's forget for a second all the stuff I've said about expensive gear. You don't need $1 million studio anymore, not even close. One computer, one interface, and a handful of good plugins are enough to take you from your first demo all the way to a fully produced album. What used to require walls of amps, racks of gear, and a room full of equipment now fits into a backpack. Rock music used to be defined by volume, space, and expensive hardware. Today, it is defined by creativity, consistency, and knowing how to use the tools you already have. Instead of buying amps, compressors, or racks worth thousands, you can grab a single plugin suite and get professional grade tones. I mean, I literally sold my old tube amp and bought Amplitude 5 and never looked back. The sound is there, the feel is there, and the price is a fraction of the real thing. This goes to every guitarist watching this. You don't need a boutique $3,000 custom shop guitar to play rock and roll, not even close. Brands like Ibanez RG and Jackson Dinky have proven that mid-range instruments can deliver pro-level performance without destroying your wallet. These guitars are built for speed, reliability, and tone, and they are accessible to players who are just starting out or leveling up. Also, you do not need a pedal board the size of a coffee table. As I've said before, buy a plugin suite and you're done. Nero DSP, IK Multimedia, Native Instruments, all of these companies offer good digital amps and pedals. And if you don't have the money for any of these, Nero Amp Modular is here, baby, and it is sweet as f. But even with all these positives, the story doesn't end here. Being a musician today is a paradox. It's easier than ever to make music, and it's harder than ever to get heard. Technology has democratized creation but intensified competition. AI has opened new creative doors but also created new threats. Streaming has made music accessible but made income unpredictable. But here's the truth. You don't need much to rock. You just need the courage to start. At the end of the day, being a musician in 2026 isn't about gear, algorithms, or streaming numbers. It's about heart. It's about choosing to create something meaningful even when the odds aren't in your favor. And that's why, even knowing how hard this path is, I can't imagine living a life without at least trying. Music keeps pulling me forward, so I'm taking that leap and releasing my new album, Forward into Oblivion. Maybe the name hints at one possible destination for this project, but I hope the outcome is brighter than what I expect. This album is my way of saying, yes, the industry is tough, yes, the climb is steep, but the dream is still worth chasing. If you're a musician watching this, or someone afraid to start something big, just remember, trying is already a victory. The world doesn't need perfection. It needs your voice, your story, your sound. And hey, if you enjoy rock or grunge, don't forget to check out my new music. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope this video has helped you in some way. Alright, if you enjoyed this content, subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the like button. Bye now.